Hey everybody, it's Molly. Welcome back. Come on in. I'm starting this butterfly book project blindly, and I can't wait to go through the process with you. So, what I have is like a cigar box, but it actually kind of looks like a book, and I spray painted it black. I got this from Michael's probably 5 years ago, so I don't know if they still sell them. I remember buying it, so I know that's where I got it from, but I'm sure you can find Unfinished Wood book online. It's about 7 by 10, no, it's 6.5, yeah, 7 by 9.5, roughly. That's the size. I know this part is 6.5, minus this trim. So I did a little bit of pre-work already. The theme for this is going to be steampunk butterfly. I love this, and I think it is just absolutely gorgeous. This was a digital download that I got. I sent it to Staples. Now, here's the difference. I had to cut, this is cut down for a different reason, and I don't have one the full size. I have this one the full size, but this is the most premium paper my local Staples has. When you order online and you go with the premium high gloss heavyweight, you get a shiny glossy, and the colors are just so much brighter. So unfortunately, I had this sized for a box, my small boxes that I do, and so I lost some of it, but I'm okay with that because I have a plan around it. So this is going to be our theme, and I have a previous video where I walk through some abstract buttons or just embellishments, if you will. I don't know if we'll use them, but so we're starting there. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. Now I took a piece of paper and I made a template. As closely as I could. Oh no. I gotta figure this out. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I put center top twice. Duh. So I named these left, right, middle. And then I did a center top with an arrow up. A center top arrow down because it's the bottom part of the top. And then the same thing down here. So, this is a gamble because the clay tends to shrink a little bit. So I'm expecting to probably have some gaps. I'm expecting to maybe trim some of these, but I wanted to have a template to work from. So what I'd like to do is start in the middle and work our way left and right, and then we'll do the centers. So I did center top. Oh my gosh. Always something with me. Center bottom. Okay. And then our left and right. So I'm going to just set these aside. And I have some really cool new stamps we're going to be doing borders with. So I worked ahead a little bit. And we're going to be doing this again in this video. But basically, I took my scrap clay and I took the gold leaf, put it on. Now, my dog has picked a bad spot to lay if I'm reaching around. You want, I've said this before, but I don't think everybody watches every video of mine, so I'm going to do this again. You want premium ready gold leaf. This is available from Michael's. They have gold, always available. Don't order it off of Amazon. They go through Michael's to ship it. Go through Michael's, it's cheaper. But then you have to figure out the shipping. So, I don't know which one's better. But this is the brand you want, Craft Smart Premium Ready Gold Leaf. The reason is, if you've ever worked with gold leaf, sometimes you get the gold leaf and you have it everywhere. It just falls apart. So, it could stick to your texture sheets, it'll stick to you, it'll stick to the dog, it'll stick to everything. So, please just keep this in mind. It says it's they have a silver, but I have never found it anywhere. On Amazon, I've been able to get colors, and I have one little bit of a stack left. They're smaller, they're like 3x3, and they're the ready. That are nice and clean to work with. And then I ordered another set, and they're not for nail art, and it's just messy. So, what are we gonna do? So, I need to trim this butterfly, but I wanted to get it attached to the center first, and I'm going to need to put my template around here. I think I need to nail, oh no, I can't, not nail, glue down the center. All right, let's move this a second. I have no room, none. Oh, okay. Let's see, did I measure this right? Yes, perfect. Okay. So, what do I want to glue this down with? I think I'm going to use my weld bond. Okay, so this is what I use for glue to glue tiles together. When I'm working on a heavy substrate and I have some heavier paper, this is what I want to do. And because I'm on the gold leaf, I want to be really careful that I'm using a strong enough glue that's not going to just slip right off of here. And I would never use super glue under here, ever. It won't work. It'll come up. I know that because I've tried it. Okay. So I need to do the back of the butterfly. Now this weld bond dries clear. It's a nice white glue. Maybe you have tacky glue might work. Fabric glue might work. Something that really is a little bit stronger than just your Elmer's, and definitely stronger than Mod Podge or any of those mediums. You really need something strong here. Let me. So ill prepared today. What the heck? Early in the morning. What can I say? But I've already had my coffee, so there shouldn't be any excuses. Here's the other thing. You want to put this on moderately, but you don't want it so thick that it's going to take 9 years to dry. So what I have here is plenty. You know what? I'm going to have to move my screen down, but we're going to hold off on that for right now. So just bear with me. Okay. Do this upside down. I'm eyeballing, but my phone with my camera's in the way. I think this is going to stick well. Looks pretty centered to me. Look at how that gold just pops and brings out some of the bright areas in here. I did not paint the gold leaf. We're going to do that too. We're going to paint gold leaf. So then I'm going to, yes, I know this glue is wet, but I got a wipe right here. We'll clean it up, the scissors up as soon as we take it off. Okay. I need to get this glued down because it's starting to bow, and I'm going to use Weld Bond. No, it's not. I think it was just how I put it down. Weld Bond will give you a couple minutes to move things, but I don't want to ruin this gold leaf. Okay, so I need to bring my template back out. Now, if I make a stupid mistake, it's because I'm upside down on here. But I'm doing this because I measured everything, right? I could have waited. I could have waited till I had it down, but it still would have issues. Did I literally just lay that right where I needed it? Come on. That never happens. I did. All right. So, not worried about the left and right. I'm worried about up and down. Here's what we're going to do. Don't move. I'm going to find my white pencil. Since this is all going to be covered, I'm comfortable marking this out. Okay? So here we go again. I'm going to use the same brush, and it's not that big, so I was going to try and slop it on here. Now, some people like to do their surface area. Some people like to do their actual centerpiece or clay tile or whatever you happen to be putting down. Some people do both. You don't need to do both. I can tell you that for sure. Again, it dries clear. It's okay. It's going over the edges. Notice I did not do the black outline on this. I gotta be honest with you, it's because I forgot. So, in hindsight, I would have done that. And I might have a disposable. Should we try it? No, I'm not going to try it. I am just not going to risk that. So let me make sure I'm okay. So this has to go on this way. Now I have these marks, so I know where it needs to go. Now guys, this box is just spray painted black. I know I mentioned that at the beginning. Anywhere where the black is showing will be varnished at the end. It looks very rough right now. This is a very dry wood. Again, you have a minute or so to do a little bit of wiggling, which is the other reason I like Weld Bond. And I mean, I got this huge bottle. It's not everything when it adds up, I know. But we got to do the inside, we got to do the back, we got to do the spine. Let me talk to you about the spine before we move on. I worked ahead on this. See how all crackled and wrinkly it is? I took a piece of tissue paper and crumpled it up. Well, wait, I painted the spine white. Then I took a piece of tissue paper, crumpled it up all like really good, put it on top of here, and then I used Mod Podge to go over it. And, you know, it was hanging over. And I literally just had to tear it off. And then anywhere that didn't tear off, I took my nail file and just worked it off. I'm fine that I got some of the paint off because this whole thing's going to be transformed. And like right here, if this shows, it's got to be painted black again. Maybe I'll do the little hinges gold, but we're not there yet. So I'm going to set this aside to dry and we can get started on our other pieces. Okay, so, for the left and right. So I have an idea. And I know this is going to leave a little room, but this is pretty darn close. So this is a stamp that I got from Invoke Arts. It comes like all together like this. And it's all on one stamp. I went in and cut it up. And this one I did not cut up. I started to, but then I changed my mind because this fits the center top. What I'm looking for right now is to just get some texture and some gold leaf down, and we're going to paint it. And then we're going to come back and embellish with buttons and rhinestones and those types of things. So that's my plan. And Invoke Arts is on Etsy. They are in California. California. These are from 2005, but I just ordered them a couple months ago. So, whatever. Now, I did do a little oopsie here, but that's okay, because I'm going to follow. The length is what I really need to worry about here. And again, maybe we'll put rhinestones in the grout areas. I don't know what we're going to do. But the biggest thing is I need to roll out some scrap clay. So I'm going to go away and come right back, and then we'll get going on these. Okay, I'm back, and I'm backpedaling a little bit because I'm bummed I didn't do the black outline on here. So we're going to try something. This is Stays On. It is a archival black ink. There are other brands. Ranger sells one. This is my preference by far. I love the color. I love how the ink is, and it smells really good too. So I found this little tiny dauber, and if this doesn't work, I have this one that I found. So I want to see, because we're going to be covering up here. So I don't know. Oh yeah, this will work. It's going to take all day. Nah. I just want to add some definition. I do this, again, for the definition that it adds. I really want it to pop. Oh, now this broke, so don't ever order these. What a joke. Okay, let's try the bigger one. Oh, this one will work fine too. I gotta move this, guys. So what I was saying is black, the color black is really the absence of light. So when you use it the right way, as you can already, well, it's already on black. That's why it's popping. But when you use it the right way and not overkill, it really, really helps. All right, that's it. That's all we need. Now I feel better. Got it around the edges here. And it'll stand out more once we get going on the rest of this. So I'm going to set this aside again, if I can find any room. And then we're going to get going on the next part. And I'm always using my scrap clay, but we're going to do this one together. So I am telling you, and this is Primo mostly, because I am not lying to you. I have had these in my box for 3 to 5 years. I have not been down here in 2 years. So it's still, it already feels like I hardly have to do anything to it. Now when your sides are like this, that's when your sides are like this, that's when you know you need to do more. Sometimes it'll fall apart a little bit. Sometimes it's getting little pieces over. But if you just keep working it and you get it warm, I don't know, people stick these under their rear end and sit on them. Some people stick this in their bra to get it warm. I don't do that. I've never had a need to do that. Okay, there's one. We need a lot for this project, guys. That's why I'm going to my scraps. God, the price of clay anymore, I'm like, geez, oh man. It's like nuts. I have no idea what I use this for. But you know what's going to be nice is I'm going to have a nice dark color here to work from. I don't think I'll need that one. This is how I condition my clay. And run it through my pasta machine. But you got to roll it out so it can get through there. I mean, can you believe this clay? Oh my goodness. This clay is this old. And it's still cooperating. Like, it just, the time just doesn't phase it. I mean, it might take you a little bit more, but not much than if you opened a new pack. So I've saved myself about $8 times 2 so far. So I've saved myself $16 by going into my scraps. If you're new to this and you don't have any scraps yet, just wait. You will very soon. I'm loving that this is so dark. This is the one I was using earlier, but I'm going to mix these two together. Now you're probably asking, how am I going to get that long strip? on here. Well, I'm going to fold it in half and run it through. But the first thing I'm going to do is roll this one out. This one I just used, so it's already conditioned. So this will just take me a second. But I want to show you what I want to do. I think I'd have bigger muscles with all this cranking. They do have one, if you have arthritis or something, they make these automatic, so you just put it in and it does it for you. So what I was going to say is, I need to cut everybody in half for right now. Okay. Hold on. Now, the reason I'm doing this is I want a consistent color. At least for the sides. I'm going to be doing this all day for our other pieces, but I'll do that off camera. I just realized I had never mixed my clay with you guys. It's amazing to me you have the colors you have and then what you end up with. Okay. One more. Okay, that one's done. I gotta mix this one. It's a little smaller. Hold on. You can fast forward if you want. I might fast forward this part. But I want to get it in here. Okay, so okay, yes, I know. I know there's purple on the back. I'm fine with that. All right. I need a piece of scrap paper because the wax paper isn't big enough. All right, guys. Question, how am I going to get this on my cookie tray? I may need to use my regular oven. It's not going to fit. I'm going to put it on a cookie sheet and put it in my oven. All right, I got to go do that. I'm going to preheat the oven. Okay, I'm back. So what I did, guys, is I preheated my regular oven to 275 because I have a little countertop that fits like these 6x9 pans in it. And so this is going to be too big. And you can use either. I used my regular oven all the time before I could afford to get one of the countertop ovens. Oh, well, I think they're $75. They're not much, but that was a lot of money to me. I mean, when you're starting out, it's just a very expensive hobby to have until you start collecting stuff. So anyway, enough of my life story. So I pulled out a baking sheet. I have a big one like from Sam's Club, and I covered the whole thing in foil. Please don't cook your polymer clay directly on a baking sheet unless that baking sheet is solely set aside for clay only. I have not done any research on this. I just know that I've heard it so many times, and it just sounds gross. these have chemicals in them, right? So I just keep them separate. And then, yeah, so I covered it with foil. And here's another tip. You can use wax paper or parchment paper. And I've had luck with that. But the last time I did that, they warped and had bubbles in them. And it was the strangest thing. I don't know if it was a coincidence or what. So I would stick with foil. Just my 2 cents. All right. So let's get this baby started. I expect because of the size, this will be a little flexible when it comes out, which will be good. Oh, I'm doing the wrong thing. So I want to get our gold leaf on here, because gold is that main color. And so I'm going to show you how I do this. We're going to need to, this is the other pro of this. I'm going to cut this in half. Look, none stuck to my scissors. None is sticking to my hand. God, I wish they had a million colors of this. I'd be broke, but I'd buy them. God, that would be so nice. All right. There's one. Hello. Come on. I was hoping this would stick to the... Ugh. All right, I'm not going to go there. Okay, so... Oh, I picked it up with my finger, that's why. All right. We got it. Don't breathe. Let's see if I can keep some of this. Just don't want it to... Yeah, I'm going to wait till we're done to do the rest. Okay. So... let's do this. Let's just eyeball to start. Now, I know this may not line up 100% when I put the two together, but that's okay. Now, the not fun part about this is that you need to work with your hands because this type of stamp will slip. Now, had I overlapped this on clay around, I could stick the stamp to the clay around the outside, but I don't have that. So we got to just do this little pitter-patter, and not a little pitter-patter. I'm talking, you need to press down. And it's going to take a little while. And then you just need to keep checking it. Sometimes I use this thing, my acrylic roller. Okay. Now I'm going to overlap. Oh boy. You may need to reshape this before I pop it in the oven because it looks like it's going to be a little curly. I've never done one like this before, this large. You can probably tell. But, I mean, whatever. Just go with the flow. You have an idea in your head. It's funny, you have these ideas of exactly what you want, and then when you're done, you love it, but it is not, it represents the idea you had, but when you let the creative process drive you, sometimes it takes you in a different direction. Holy cow. My forearms are getting tired. My hands are fine. Oh, man. Okay, this is plenty. This is going to be a background, so nobody freak out. You missed a spot. That's all right. So we're going to cut. Oh gosh, where did my blade? Here it is. It's hiding. We're going to cut this end off. Oh boy, this is really going to stick. Okay, I'm actually going to use my flexible blade here in a minute. All right, so pick up what you can. I didn't put, I thought I was on the paper underneath, but I wasn't. Roll this up for your scrap. It's fine that it has gold leaf in it. It's still totally fine. Okay. That one came up clean. I'm not going to use this template anymore. I'm going to follow the outline of the stamp, because I think that makes sense. And then they'll both be the same size. On both sides. I'm going to set that up here because we maybe want to do something with that. This one is not garbage. It's scrap. Now I'm starting to lose some because I'm working it too much. The gold leaf. Okay. Let's get... No. I'm going to have to find a bigger piece of paper because look. Yeah. So these tiles shrink up a little bit when they bake. Now, I realize this is not 100%. You guys know me. I'm totally fine with that. Okay. I don't know how this happened at the end, but it should, if I don't mess with it too much, it should be just fine. Okay. Let me... I want to try and find a bigger piece of paper. I don't like it sticking to the desk. Hold on. Voila. I didn't realize. I thought it was in my stash. I had one sitting right next to me. Okay. So I'm just using this in place of wax paper. You can always use paper instead of wax paper. That's just my choice. Although the last one I ordered, it's really waxy, and I don't like it as much as whatever I had before. So I got to go back to my Amazon cart and my past orders and try and make that better. All right, so here's one. We're going to paint these. Are we going to paint these? Yeah, we are. So I'm going to set this one aside, and then we have to do the other side, which I'll fast forward. Since it's going to be the same process. Okay, guys, I did the center and bottoms as well in the gold leaf with the stamp that we had looked at earlier. Everything's baking right now, next step of what I want to do is paint the spine. So I have Treasure Gold Quartz Blue. Whoa. My camera's up so high, I'm not used to this. And that's what I want to paint this with. Because I want some contrast. We're going to have a lot of gold and stuff, but you'll see when we get there. I'll see when we get there. So remember, I had put tissue paper down on here. Crinkled up tissue paper after I painted the spine white and Mod Podged it in. Because I wanted texture in here and I didn't want to use a whole piece of clay on the spine. If I did another book, I might. Like, I have so many ideas in doing this, but this is my one shot. And this is such a pretty blue. I just absolutely love it. Now I'm also going to go in and do this area. But it's black, so that's... And you can go over because our clay is going to cover it up. I'm going to coat the hinges in blue. So that's nice. You don't have to follow that little line. You can just get it in. But we're going to need 2 coats on this one. Plus, I like the black looking through. That's kind of cool, too. I don't know what I want to do with the bottom. I think for right now it has to stay black. So I may keep that black. Alright. Oh man, I forgot to put it in my water. Trying to do better with my brushes. So... that's going to look really cool. I think. I've got to get these other tiles down. So I'm going to dry this real quick. And then we're going to put on the embellishments. Come on. Okay. So the next thing I have, and I was going to paint these, but I really love the colors. But I think if I do 3 on here, it's going to be too much. So I want to just get to the center. And then I want to glue this on, and then I want to put an embellishment on it. And then I'm probably going to put some stuff down here. I also did these round circles with the gold. Let's just see what happens first. Let's get this baby glued down. What do I want to use? I'm going to use B6000. This is a bead glue. Oh, it's B7000, sorry. This is, there are a lot of B7000s. There's some that come in a silver and red wrapper. I like the one that's gold. And I have to be honest, I expected this to be really expensive, and it wasn't too bad. But I don't think this is a place for super glue. again. Oh, and this stuff comes with the precision tip, so it doesn't get clogged. Genius. I've had to throw away so much paint in the past because things happen, right? You just cannot get it open. Glossy Accents does that a lot too. You could probably use Glossy Accents on here. You could probably use Wild Bond. You could use... I mean, if you're desperate, use super glue. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to set this down on here, and I'm going to get it into the glue. So, I got to get rid of this white paper. It's a thick watercolor paper. I really like it. I just did a whole bunch of rolling out on it, and nothing stuck to it. But, you know, when you have the bigger pieces, that's what happens. Actually eyeballing the center of the butterfly on the other side, and that looks good. This is filigree. If you search for filigree on Amazon or Etsy, it is very inexpensive, and there's tons to choose from. I use it all the time, and it's flexible. That looks so pretty. I can't believe how quickly some of this is coming together. I got glue on my fingers, but I knew I would. I just set it. There's no glue on here. Oh my gosh, Molly. Alright, so you gotta stop putzing around though, and I guess just leave it to dry. Not every little stinking thing's gonna stick, but it'll all hold in place. I love it. So I bought this pack of beads. They are 14mm flower shape from Pagao, made in China. If I found someone that made stuff in the USA that was affordable, I would do it in a heartbeat. But let's not get into that conversation right now. Alright, so God, I've had a frog in my throat all morning. It's really raining outside. Our weather has been up and down. So I've been eyeing this one. And I'm wondering... No, I'm not wondering. Once I started looking at this, I knew what I wanted to do. I'm just going to need a ton of glue because it has a little thingy on the back. Okay, so let's see if I can get it to stick. I'll show you the close-up in a second. I've just been up and down with my camera more today than I ever have for a project because this one is so big. You guys, I made something. I can't say what it's for yet, but it was so long. It went way over my desk to work on it. It was a mosaic that I did, and it looks awesome. I'll share it with you after Mother's Day. I'm going to put some heat to this. Help everybody settle down a little. I'm picking up the stone so I can get the glue to set a bit. It kind of turns into like a rubber cement when you put heat to it. You just can't leave it on there too long so it dries. just a hit. Just to get it moving along. I wonder if this is a case where I put super glue down with the B7000. Alright, I guess I'll be patient and just wait. So, for right now, I have to leave this to dry. So, I'm going to come back when our other items for the cover are out of the oven and cooled, and I'll be right back. Okay, I lied. I'm still working on this. This is, center stone is finally getting settled. I just have to keep making sure it isn't tipping. I went and put 2 rhinestones here on the end. Uh-oh. Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to get you closer, but the camera's like... Alright, so... No, I gotta pick you back up. Okay. So, I have an idea. So I made these gold foiled. You know what they need? You guys know what they need. I'm going to put our stays on. Sorry, I was probably rocking the whole desk there. More definition. This is an instance where it will be helpful. It makes a very big difference. This is tricky, guys, because it's the way the light's hitting it. Okay, so then what I have, I gotta keep putting stuff away as I go, or, I mean, this will be such a hot mess, is I have these little ones, remember that I made in my previous video? So I want to do those, and then look what I found. This matches. Oh, my light is being hidden by something. Anyway, I want to do 5 of these fit perfectly across. So I want to put 5 beads on the end. What do you guys think? Oh my gosh, it's so coming together. Alright, I'm gonna stamp these guys too. I need my stamp pad. Put it away, bring it back out. Put it away, bring it back out. Oops, shoot. Okay, so, you know, sometimes you just gotta put stuff down and look at it and then determine, oh yeah. And then the sides will be black. You won't see the scrap color that we use, which is fine because it actually goes with the center of the butterfly. All right. Where are we? Okay, so that's the center. You can see the background a little better. And then these are those embellishments. Okay, and then I'm going to put the beads down. Because 5 will fit perfectly and look like a book binding. Or banner, or whatever you call that. Alright, let me go. I'm going to glue all this stuff down and then get the stuff out of the oven Okay, before we move on to the front, I just want to, I had another idea for the spine. So I was going to do it, and I'm like, well, this is a video about how to put it together. Hello. So I've had these little gears and cogs, and I put them next to the centerpiece. You can hardly see them. I'm going to, and then I put some gold rub and buff over the filigree in the middle, and I think, you know what? I'm going to put some of this blue wax on the cogs and gears. Just a touch. That looks really good. Okay. I'll show you if I can get the cap on this thing. I'll show you. It's so hard to see. I want this to have like a rustic kind of look to it too. So, all right, so here's how we're going to glue this down. I have a little glue gun. I love my mini glue guns when I'm doing little things like this. I have a big one, but I only pull it out ever so often. So, first thing I'm going to do is take this piece and glue it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hold on. I know you can't see. Okay, so that's glued down to that one. And then I gotta glue this one to this one. And the reason I didn't use hot glue in the middle is, guys, look at how many holes are in that. You would have seen a pile of goop. And then I decided I'm going to put these on the edges. Man, I wish my light was better. I'm so sorry. We'll figure it out. Okay, so just a hint away from the bottom. And then a hint away from the top. Not a hint. I probably have a ½ inch. 1/3. Okay. Now, I gotta work fast. And I gotta hope I don't burn my finger. Wait a minute. I think I have a... I do. I got a little finger protector here. So, this is where I wanna, like... Oh my gosh, I'm off center on the one. Okay, whatever. I have to point this towards me, which I think you can see. Okay, gotta work really fast here. Ouch. 1, 2. Oh God. Maybe I shouldn't have used this glue. Maybe I should have used the B7000 in hindsight. If you do something similar, I would recommend that. It's already drying. Well, spider webs. And 5. Man, I got... So once this dries, I'll come back in. My glue already dried right here. And I'm pulling this one off. Shoot. And all the paint and everything. Well, we'll cover it up. That looks awesome. Don't worry about that little piece right there. I have a plan. Because we got to do something to these beads too, because I don't want them to just look like I just stuck them on there and they don't. I don't want to do too much because the blue in these beads matches 100% to the butterfly. Sorry, I gotta think here. I gotta concentrate. Ow. God, I hate getting burns. I think this looks so cool. All right, let me get my glue gun off because I always forget to turn it off. And unfortunately, it doesn't have an on-off button. You gotta unplug it. All right, so, oh, here. Yeah, so this looks really cool. We'll have a little bit of cleanup to do. The hot glue really stuck down and I cannot get anything off at this point. All right, let me get this thing off. My finger's sweating from that little thing. I'm going to take some gold rub and buff. You know, this old world kind of style. And I'm just going to hit it. And I want to cover everything because that blue was the color I really wanted. I got glue snots in here, as expected. And then I was going to put some rub and buff in here, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I like it just the way it is. Okay, so I actually am probably going to break this movie now into a part 2 because I'm worried about the space on my computer. As I said, this is going to be a longer video. And then when I come back, we will do the front. Okay, that'll be part 2. Be right back with part 2. Thanks, guys. Bye.